July 2023 video horoscopes for the 12 signs with me, Lada, from Astrolada.com. I'm so excited. July, we have some of the most karmic configuration in the sky. Pluto, which is considered the planet that governs the evolution of the soul and the evolutionary path, and the most karmic and fatal and fated events will square the karmic nodes, which are considered the north node is the true north of the soul, the new karma soul has to create. The south node is the past karma soul has to create. So some very pivotal fated karmic events will happen, like the universe is no longer waiting for you to make up your mind. It's giving you consequences of your actions and is realigning you to the path that is most appropriate for your soul, whether you're ready or no. So some events that I'll say for each sign what these events will be will trigger a specific big consciousness shift and realigning of your karmic direction and the karmic path in life for your soul during the next month, July and into August. And we'll speak what events this can be for each one of you. But something pivotal, very important, is happening, guys. And Venus is turning retrograde, but helping this process with a trine. So I'm very excited for this month. And before I start, Nikola Stojanovic, my past teacher, the late Nikola Stojanovic, his books are still not out. His daughter is trying to publish them. He's the most genius astrologist who ever lived. But we're releasing all his courses, 9 courses, for a discounted price, or you can choose just 3 of his courses in a package and get them. This is part of my Lada's Top Picks that continues the whole till October 2023, where I recommend you the best astrology courses and the themes. And Nikola Stojanovic is for everything. I mean, if you want to do astrology like a magician, like a psychic almost, check out those courses. I cannot recommend them enough. And of course, I do Q&A live once per month for each group till October. If you have questions for every new package of course, I recommend. So thank you. Let's begin July. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising, July 2023. Capricorn, the nodes are moving perpendicular on your sign. You will be affected. You'll feel it strongly. In July, towards the middle, most strongly, the North node will move into your 4th house, which is a pivotal, foundational house. And the South node will move into your 10th house. Because I just went through that, I can tell you a lot. But these are pivotal moments in life where, especially, this is the axis of, it's called of a home, career, life. And wherever the North node goes, this is where we become very passionate, where we put a lot of our energy. And even if you're not naturally maternal, you might find yourself that you're much more focused for the next year and a half, and you start developing more and more interest into your home, into your family, into having a proper foundation where you start exploring more your roots, your traditions. I'm not a very traditional person. I don't feel I have roots. I'm not connected to one culture. This is the 4th house, is like the nation, the patriotism, connection and identification with culture, with parenthood, with traditions. But because North Node was transiting my 4th house for almost 2 years, I learned so many traditions. I started teaching them to my children. I became very passionate about parenting after in their 4th year of life. And about home as well. I became much more traditional in my preferences and so on. And you naturally have these inclinations as Capricorn. But it's, you know, it's interesting that you'll be forced more towards the Cancer energy of the 4th house than towards the Capricorn energy. You'll be forced to release control, which is the North node, and you like to keep in control. The 10th house is the same energy as Capricorn. Trying to micromanage everything. You're not going to be able to do that. Just better give it up from now till 2025. After that, you can start micromanaging again from the start of 2025. But trying to control everything is not going to work now. Trying to be on top of all your career, work, ambitions. You might have certain plans and you want them that they're going to happen this and this and this way in 2023 at the end of 24. With the South node in your 10th house, especially if it's your Capricorn rising. Not necessarily. I had my ambitions. South Node said, take a step back, focus on your family. So I became obsessed with gardening, with home. When North Node started closing to my fourth house, we bought a house. When it was in my fourth house, it took us a year to decorate it, to make it beautiful. North Node will make a lot of changes in your home environment. And then we built an outside thing in the house, garden, outside kitchen. So we were busy a lot. I was busy with this fourth house energy that I never care, I can sleep on the floor. And I'm always in my head, family traditions, coziness, these things are not important for me, but I went all in. And when North Node leaves, it will subside in 2025. You're not going to be as, I became like a mother bear. The North Node is very focused there. You might become a mother for the first time. You might settle down, want to start family. If you've been a career person, you might suddenly say, oh, I want to start family. And whatever plans I had for my career, the South Node kind of emptied them. And I kind of was resisting the first year. And then I remembered, well, South Node in my 10th house. And the day transited my 10th house cusp, that's when my website YouTube was hacked and taken down. And it was like God was telling me, take a step back, focus on your family, change something in regards to your career. You cannot have full, change something about the structure. The South Node is change some of the structure of your business, of your career, about the direction it is going in. Certain ambitions might dwindle or be made void because I had certain ambitions for my business and I realized it's not going to be attainable in this form or in that way, and I kind of lost certain ambition and drive there. But it doesn't mean I abandoned my work. It just took a more like let go and let God. God had a different plan for it. So I had to relax into it and trust the process while pushing my energy, because the North Node is the active part. The South Node is the witnessing part, is the passive part. So whatever you're trying to do, the more you try to control things in your career, in your worldly life, the more you're not going to be able to. You have to make either some sacrifices because of your family or personal matters, or some sacrifices because of, the nature of your work in some way. And again, it can be interesting time. You can have more changes that you consciously do in your personal life, like we relocated twice and we're still gonna, because we live in two continents. So for us that's normal, but with the North Node it happened twice within that year and a half. So with the North Node, you can change the circumstances of your family, who you live with, where you live, the place you live in. You can buy properties in foreign places, so you can gain from properties. Rahu, the North Node, is material influence. That can be gainful. The North Node is real estate, land, or you can become very ambitious, ambitious with owning properties, owning beautiful house, prestigious and so on, because Rahu likes prestige, glamour and so on. But you can benefit if you're in business that's real estate, for example. You can make money from it. And I was like telling my husband, I'm gonna buy a house in this town, and in this town. And I was looking every day for a year and something. My husband, calm down, it's like we've got enough now. But yeah, you can get a bit overly ambitious with Rahu there. But some changes can happen as well. In extreme cases, eclipses on your 4th and 10th houses, big shifts in your roles as a parent, in the life of your parents. Sometimes a parent can leave, sometimes you can become a parent. So you can change place of living, the circumstances of your family can change. So these are some of the interesting developments that will be happening for you. If you're in hospitality and Airbnb, in gainfulness, in land, in agriculture, in fishing, 4th house rules all of those things. So if you work with small children or taking care of elderly, nursing, it's also 4th house, or early education teachers is 4th house, hospitality is 4th house, catering, or of course hotel business, real estate. There can be a boom there for you, increase development opportunities. Well, with the South Node, again with the 10th house, a little bit like for me it felt like I wasn't as focused on my business, or I wasn't like a little bit of a, oh, I'll take it a bit more easy. I'll try not to control and micromanage everything. I'll take less responsibilities while I'm putting this energy here in the fourth house. That's how it played for me. It's interesting to see how it will play out for you guys. And yeah, just remember for a little bit, get in touch with your feelings, the North Node in your fourth house for a year and a half, with this maternal, more feminine part of you, with this emotional, caring, taking care of your soul. You might dig into the past. You might get interested in family traditions, in history, in family trees. You know, you might be more like family oriented for a little bit, and that's okay. That is what is right, you know. And there might be changes in your career for sure. I've seen it with the North Node. Changes in your career, but those will benefit your personal life as well. Even if you take a step back and sacrifice. I remember my ex-husband, when he had South Node through the 10th house from his Ascendant, he had to make a sacrifice in his career and take a smaller position in authority than he was used to, with smaller salary, but he did it consciously because it was at the company he's always wanted to work. So sometimes you take a step back, which is the South Node, you sacrifice something. For the long term, you might get long term much better after that, you know, after the South Node is out of this 10th house. But again, and it doesn't mean there will be no success in your career or anything like that. Oh, my career was going great. It's just sometimes God has different plans for you, and with the South Node there, God energy can take over. And this month in particular is quite pivotal because the nodes are square by Pluto, the two most karmic points in the horoscope. The axis of the nodes and Pluto, the most karmic fated planet that shows the evolution of the soul, are in a T-square, which is like 90-degree triangle. This is the most challenging configuration, but the one that manifests the most changes on the material level. So, and it's affecting you, especially the later born Capricorns, those born say on the 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th of January, they'll feel it the strongest. But for all Capricorns, I can just say what it means. There is a big change that can be happening in your life, and it that realigns you to the right karmic path of your soul. But it can feel like a bit fatal. It can feel that it comes through a crisis, or it can feel that it's like you're brought to a tipping point, and after that there is no return back, like you don't have a choice a little bit because of how it's hard aspects, and Pluto, very fatal and intense planet, and the karmic nodes is not, there's the free will is kind of, you still have free will because Pluto is in your horoscope, it's in your first house, but it's like you have to make a choice. You're not going to be left, you know, to postpone, and your life will take a different direction for some of you. And how is that going to happen? It might come, the tipping event, the event that changes everything, might come from you personally, because it's some skip step that you've skipped. The Pluto is the planet squaring the nodes. The planet that squares the nodes indicates in evolutionary astrology a skipped step, and Pluto just came back into your sign. So something that you missed to do, it might be connected to your health, might be connected to your goals in life, to some change in your life, to your lifestyle, something you might change, something, a big thing that you haven't done, or some part of you that you can reintegrate or something. Something you personally will do will be very pivotal in this, that will change the direction of your life, but it can also come from one of those two other axes. From the personal home, for example, some of you might be what triggers this realignment of the fate of your soul on the right path, can be a big change in place of living, or with family member. Whatever happens, even if it's crisis oriented, it's meant to be, it's fated, it has to happen to realign your soul. Place of living, home, family, psychological well-being, past, diving into the past, or it can be with your career, work, place of work, authority figures, institutions, career. Or of course, it can be from you, something connected to your health, something connected to your own path and direction in life. And it can be from the fourth opposite sign. Because this is the empty leg of the T-square. It can often, like the mechanics and dynamics, the water can squirt from there instead from a relationship. So the instigation, what tips the events, can be some change in this one of those very four pivotal, or more than one events: personal life, relationships, career, or your own body health, and that triggers the whole realignment of a whole karmic skip step that is made up, and that realigns you to a new path and makes your soul catch up with the right path of progress. Interesting times. What helps you, Capricorns? Venus is making a trine all the time to the nodes, to the north node, and a sextile to the south node. Venus is in your 8th house. 8th house can be astrology, the occult, a shaman, a healer that can help you, or psychological breakthrough, or psychological release of trauma. That can be the really good result of all of this. Healing of some shadow part of you, healing of some shadow trauma buried inside. Some intimate, deep relationship that can be helping in this whole process, and that can be healing for you during this couple of months period. Sexual intimacy with someone, it can be, or it can be even moral and financial support that comes to you from another partner or whatever. And Venus will turn retrograde in your 8th house, but Venus is a great planet. It's a beneficial planet for Capricorns. Becoming retrograde in your 8th house from July 22nd till the end of August and part of September, but it will be there till October. You might have to rebudget your finances with your partner, re-examine your taxes, deal with some insurance or inheritance, but the final results are very positive. You gain money from others, so your partner becomes more financially stable. You get to benefit more from the talents and resources of other people that can support you and uplift you as well, and increase your income in some way as well. Or if you rebudget and you rethink your investments, or your pension, or your money in stock market, or whatever, you might actually invest them in a way that you benefit from. Or if you invested before, you can have some gains now from those investments. But actually, Venus in the 8th house, even when it's retrograde, ask and you will receive. And even money that is owed to you, or some object of value, you might receive back, or some financial support from others in some way. But also there might be a rethinking of some intimate relationship, and finding out of a few secrets, because 8th house is secretive, 8th house is hidden. So there might be some secrets that kind of shake you up, but also because it's in the 8th house and Venus is trining the nodal axis, realigns you to your true north. And Venus there can make you also more fertile. 8th house is the house of conception. Can make you, and trining the north node in the 4th house of family, so who knows. Also, partners' finances can, or finances that come to you from others, can help you fulfill a wish to have property and so on. Venus in the 8th house, you can benefit from inheritance. I always said that, from taxes, from insurance in some way, or during the retrograde period you can change somehow your taxes or something about your financial side that you end up benefiting. But at the end of the day, when Venus leaves this 8th house, things in the 8th house should be much better. The intimacy in your life by October should be much better. The financial situation between you and your partner, or finances overall, because it's a financial house, should be improved. Even if there is some shake-ups during the retrograde period, they can be secrets that strengthen intimacy, or secrets that give you clues about a relationship as well. And yeah, what else? Psychologically, you should, Venus in the 8th house, you should have a stronger mental psychological foundation to deal with difficulties, and to be strong in the face of surprises in particular. And 8th house when Venus is there, fantastic time to study astrology, the occult, to do some psychological counseling. A lot of healing can come out from that, especially healings in regards to being loved, feeling loved, having money, or in regards to connecting emotionally with others. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much. Hope that was helpful. Ugh. I was talking too fast, but there's so much I want to tell you, so many possibilities with those aspects, so I wanted to cover as much as possible. So thank you so much.